What's up, Dumbledorks? It is I, McDoolies. Let's talk about this really cool game and the controversy surrounding it. First, we'll hit the controversy. Why not? J.K. Rowling's, whatever the fuck that stupid bitch's name is, she's at it again. And you might not know what I'm talking about because I actually know that she was an asshole for many years. Well, she originally spoke out about transgender issues in part due to her personal experience of domestic abuse and sexual assault, which I call bullshit on. Rowling responded to a headline on an online article discussing people who menstruate by writing in a tweet, I'm sure there's a word for these people. Someone help me out. Wompund. And, that was kind of rude. I mean, come on. Like, why do you have to, be a piece of shit? There's people that, they consider themselves a woman or a man, and even though I'm a lady, but I have a penis. I mean, why can't they do that? Why do you have to insert your ugly fucking face in that conversation? I have no idea. I guess she's so rich, she's at the point where she doesn't give a shit. The woman's probably got $1 billion in the bank. So if you guys boycott this game, which it's already a success, they've already made their money back developing it. It's too late. More people are gonna buy it. You're not gonna do shit. There's people out there saying that I hate transgenders, so now I'm gonna buy 10 copies of the game. I mean, y'all failed. I guess you might as well enjoy the game. So in a lengthy blog, she wrote her interests in trans issues stem from being a survivor of abuse and having concerns around single-sex spaces. So I guess she doesn't want people in the bathroom with her daughters that have a penis, which I guess is fine, but you can kind of tell that she's a hater. I mean, she's already been caught supporting anti-gay, anti-abortion causes. I mean, she's a bit of a meddler. I mean, she's been an asshole for quite a while. Actor Daniel Radcliffe, who is Harry Potter, if you don't know, was one of the people that actually criticized her. In a blog post, J.K. detailed what she said were the 5 reasons why she felt the need to talk about the issue. These included her interests in both education and safeguarding and freedom of speech. Explaining her final reasons, she wrote, I've been in the public eye now for over 20 years and have never talked publicly about being a domestic abuse and sexual assault survivor. Explaining her final reason, she wrote, I've been in the public eye now for over 20 years and have never talked publicly about being a domestic abuse and sexual assault survivor. Okay, so a lot of people have been through stuff like that. That doesn't mean you need to go ahead and be a fucking asshole again. She stated, this isn't because I'm ashamed of those things that happened to me, but because they're traumatic to revisit and remember. I also feel protective of my daughter from my first marriage. I didn't want to claim sole ownership of a story that belongs to her too. However, a short while ago, I asked her how she'd feel if I were publicly honest about the part of my life, and she encouraged me to go ahead. I'm mentioning these things now, not in an attempt to garner sympathy, but out of solidarity with huge numbers of women who have histories like mine, who've been slurred as bigots for having concerns about single-sex spaces. So, I want to say something about that. At my job, they just have a bathroom for men, a bathroom for women, and a bathroom that says transgender on it, and mostly, pretty much everybody that wants to go in the transgender bathroom is transgender people. I mean, well, 100% of them are. And so, I mean, I'm not going to a lot of places where there's guys going into the women's restroom and raping anyone. It's not very common. So I think that's kind of, she just wants an excuse. It may seem rude that I'm doing these things and saying these things, but I actually have good intentions. No, you don't. Emma Watson also spoke out, who played Hermione Granger in the Harry Potter franchise. She said, trans people are who they say they are and deserve to live their lives without being constantly questioned or told they aren't who they say they are. After being called transphobic, Rowling said, it isn't transphobic to speak the truth. Here's some drunk ass shit she said after that. We're living through the most misogynistic period I've experienced. Back in the 80s, I imagined that my future daughters, should I have any, would have it far better than I ever did. But between the backlash against feminism and a porn-saturated online culture, I believe things have gotten significantly worse for girls. Never have I seen women denigrated and dehumanized to the extent they are now. Yeah, I agree with that, but it's nothing to do with peepees and vaginas in the same restroom, so it's just kind of weird for her to say that. All right, let's listen to some more opinions that people have. They're not too good. Dr. Kathleen Stock, professor of philosophy at the University of Sussex, told BBC Radio 5 Live that J.K. Rowling is right to want to protect women-only spaces. Well, I guess we can agree on that. Women want a space where only they can go into and use the restroom or whatever. That's fine. But like I said, I have never been anywhere that women don't have a space to do that. And I've never heard anybody go, oh my gosh, just some guy pulled his penis out in the bathroom. It just, do you want to go to prison for that? There is prison. But maybe there's guys going in there and taking a peek. I fucking doubt it, and I just haven't heard it. Feminist blogger Claire Hitchen said she had a whole new level of respect for her courage and compassion. Okay. But writer and YouTuber Jackson Bird, who wrote about how Harry Potter fandom helped him come out as trans in his memoir, told Variety that he was disappointed with Rowling. Well, I'm sure he was. He said, for her to decide to use her incredible platform to be very critical and hateful towards a particular group of people, it just seems an irresponsible use of the platform by one of the most influential people in the world. So that's pretty much sums it up how I feel. You couldn't have just shut up. Sometimes thoughts can remain thoughts, especially if they're like dumb thoughts. Just keep them to your fucking self. Some of the cast of Posse, a U.S. TV drama series about New York's underground. I've never heard of that fucking show. It's probably a piece of garbage. New York's underground world of 1980s ballroom culture, told Variety the author's views were hurtful. Well, that's not a whole lot of words. India Moore said she was a fan of Harry Potter because it provided an escape and even an sense of liberation, she said. It is so hurtful, but also I am not surprised by it. And neither am I surprised. Like I said, she hates gay people. She hates any homosexuality. She hates it. That's who she is. And she's kind of an asshole. That's her whole thing. And her movies, the movies are cool, but she didn't make the fucking things, and the books suck. And the movies aren't that good. I can't fucking watch them. I don't know what the hell y'all are watching, but those movies suck. They look good. The last couple ones were okay. The first couple, or whatever one, I don't even remember. It sucked. The Washington Post's Molly Roberts added, J.K. Rowling's transphobia shows it's time to put her down the pen. Whatever down the pen means. Singer Alison Moyet added, regardless how I feel about anything, I always hated to pile on since school days, even against those that have been hateful to me. As it happens, J.K. Rowling is not hateful. I think she's kind of wrong. I think J.K. Rowling is a little pissant. I see a woman convicted and hung and wonder where the same venom is for the men that do actual harm to all womankind. That's a pretty good point. Warner Brothers, the Hollywood studio behind the Harry Potter films, responded by saying it was committed to confronting difficult societal issues. It continued by saying, Warner Brothers' position on inclusiveness is well established, and fostering a diverse and inclusive culture has never been more important to our company and to our audiences around the world. We deeply value the work of our storytellers who give so much of themselves in sharing their creations with us all. We recognize our responsibility to foster empathy and advocate understanding for all communities and all people, particularly those we work with and those we reach through our content. A school is actually, this is pretty cool, a school has actually dropped plans to name one of its houses after J.K. Rowling in response to the Harry Potter author's tweets about transgender women. They said, the Weld School in Billinghurst, West Sussex, said it did not wish to be associated with these views. Deputy head teacher Sarah Edwards said the author may in fact no longer be an appropriate role model for pupils. Well, no shit. In a letter to parents, Miss Edwards said, the Weld is a school which always seeks to be inclusive of all people across all of the protected characteristics, and we would not want to cause offense, even inadvertently. Miss Edwards told the BBC the decision to drop Rowling House doesn't mean we take a viewpoint on either side on transgender issues, but that the author's contribution to the debate did not meet their ethos of inclusivity. As a school, our business is education. It's not about coming down on one side or another, she said. JK says her comments are not fueled by hate, but your boy Mick smells some bullshit, man. The stuff that she said should have remained thoughts, and she should maybe just have advocated for transgender bathrooms, like, anonymously. Trans people have enough problems, and, like, that bitch fucking ruined Harry Potter for, like, you know, pretty much anybody who's a homosexual or a transgender, because I'm sure that anybody that heard her comments on transgender issues, like, was like, well, let me look into more of this. Oh, she hates everybody. She even hates women. She's a woman. I mean, she doesn't want women to be able to get abortions. So, like, if, you know, my sister or something, or my wife gets raped, she wants, J.K. Rowling wants her to have the baby. I mean, that kind of seems a little bit fucked up. So what do I think about it? I'm not going to buy the new game. Like, I think it's just, everybody wants to know. And I'm getting different answers, but the truth is, I looked into it, and yeah, the way she negotiates, every time a game is sold, she gets a piece of that pie. So she's already become even more rich off the game. But if you really want to hurt her, don't buy the game. I mean, it's that simple. Me, I don't buy new games. I'm poor. I buy my PlayStation 5 games for $30 to $40. GameStop will be making some money off of me, but I'll eventually play it. I'm not a Harry Potter fan, but you guys are watching the gameplay right now, and it's sick. It looks good, man. Like, I'm gonna get it. You know, if people find out that it's effed up like how the newest Pokemon game was, then I won't buy it. But because I'm not getting it new, I'm not supporting the witch. She should have just kept her mouth shut. She says that it's because she doesn't want. Basically, you know, in a roundabout way, she doesn't want guys in restrooms with girls. Like, okay, you didn't have to say that publicly on Twitter. And it's not true. You don't like transgender people. Just be honest. You're just hateful. All right, but let's talk about this cool game. So thank God it's a single player game. I'm so tired of these multiplayer pay to win games. They suck. Yeah, they've reported that there's the only thing microtransactions is just cosmetic. So, I mean, that's a win for me. I mean, if you want to go buy cosmetic shit, it kind of pisses me off if you can only look cool if you pay money. That would piss me off, but we'll see. You do get to have companions, though. There's multiple endings, and that's pretty sick. The story changes based on which house you attend. So, I mean, that's really cool. I'm really looking forward to that. You can play the game 3 times, and that's replayability. You can be evil, so that's probably got a lot of people excited they could be the next Voldemort. You fight with upgradable ancient magic that enemies and NPCs don't have, and there's actually finishing moves. That sounds pretty cool. You can capture, care for, and heal beasts. There's 35 hours of story. That's great. And if you want to be a completionist, there's twice that much. There's 70 if you want to do everything. So probably you'll play it for, like 50 hours or something like that. That's good. There's some stuff exclusive to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Like there's an extra dungeon and an extra shop if you have a PlayStation 4 or 5 consoles. It releases February 10th for the current gen, but not fucking Switch. I mean, why are you guys still playing Switch? That fucking console is like $720 or whatever, man. I mean, I don't know how they're going to put the game on there, but it's coming out like 4 months, I believe, after it is on current gen, and the older gen, PlayStation 4 and the older Xbox, it's coming out like a month before the Switch version, or like about 2 months before, yeah. So, I mean, that goes to show you that PlayStation 4 and Xbox One looks better than Switch. Oh, come on, Switch, man. Nintendo, you got to come out with a new fucking console already. Hurry the fuck up. There are performance options, so if you want to play in 60 FPS, you can do that 1080, and you can play it in 4K at 30 FPS. I'll probably take the 4K. 30 frames per second is good enough, but you never know. If the game starts fucking up, I'm going to put it in that high performance mode. I can't stand like slowdown and shit like that. But I don't think there will be. I mean, it looks like they're doing a good job on it. I mean, it doesn't look like shit. You can watch a video of the devs playing it, and it's not fucking up. But for all you know, they're not showing you the parts that are fucked up. I mean, Pokemon. So that's all I got for you today. I just wanted you to look at the game and hear about the fucking boycott. And it's kind of silly. I mean, don't complain. She's always been a witch. If you don't buy the game, somebody else is going to buy 8. Stop talking about it. You're making hateful people buy the game even more. There's probably people out there right now that are like, I fucking hate gay people and transgender people, and I'm gonna buy the shit out of this game. Just don't buy the damn thing. I don't buy any games. I buy used games, so I don't give a damn. But yeah, don't buy the shit. Fuck it. Fuck that bitch. She's always been an evil woman. All right, McDooley's out.
Ludo is your friend. McDooley's is your friend too. Subscribe to McDooley's or suck my ass.